Hey, greetings. This is Ann Titcomar, no longer quivering. Today, I want to talk about one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Lori Alexander's ideas about sex and porn and infidelity and perverts, what have you. The Lori Alexander sex toy six pack. I'm calling it mentally because it's just so bizarre. Lori wrote yesterday, she wrote that if women would give up their careers and their educations and stay home and get married, that it would end porn. It would end porn. It would end infidelity. It would end perversions. It would end any number of things that she thinks is wrong. But just keep in mind that this is a woman that thinks that all oral sex is a sin, much less anything even kinkier than that. So she's claiming this. She's saying that men have these incredibly high sex drives and women don't. And that if men don't have the godly outlet of wives to give their sex to, that they will turn to porn and all kinds of weird things. I'm having visions of Goatsy. Even though Lori just is like, well, that's why men masturbate and use porn and stuff. It's because women are not giving them the sex. Lori, that is not it at all. Men and women can have any number of sex drives. I've known women that had higher drives than men. I've seen men having higher drives than their women. I know people that use porn. I've looked at porn myself once or twice just to see what it was like. Somebody's spamming me porn now on my YouTube videos in my email box. And I'm looking at it going, now what set of breasts do I want sculpted when I get my breast downsized? Because I'm seriously thinking about that backaches. And she's just been being very ridiculous about it. It's just the nature of people. They're going to be curious. They're going to look at other stuff. What I find really curious, yes, exactly. They're going to have to pry that out of my cold hands too. Sex toys are fun. So anyway, she is not only against sex toys, she's against anything that's not the old in and out or the hand job. So here's the thing about what she's saying about men. If you think about men having this horrible sex drive that they cannot control, that they have to have porn or whatever to satisfy, you're reducing men to no better than animals. You're stripping them of their humanity, you're stripping them of their own responsibility, you're making women the ones that control sex. And Lori's own theology says that women are supposed to smile and be kind and submissive. If you are controlling your husband's sex drive or sex, handing out the nookie cookies, you really are controlling him. You're not being submissive at all. You are manipulating him using sex and manipulation. Research, Pew Institute, and all these places that do all of the, oh yes, it does strip from their agency. When you look at all the different places that keep track of statistics, including Pornhub, you find that the biggest porn usage is always in the most conservative religious communities. Barna had some very disturbing statistics recently about the number of Christian men that use porn and the number of pastors. Both of those metrics are way higher than out in the general public with us heathens, according to Lori. And I find that very interesting that this seems to be a bigger struggle in Funky Town than it is anywhere else in the world. What does that tell you? It tells you that the forbidden is something that everybody wants, even though they're going to pretend they don't want it. And they're going to make up all these rules about this and say, hey, we can't look at porn. Wouldn't it be safer and easier just to say, teenage boys are always going to masturbate. They're always going to try to look at porn. It's just part of what they do. I am not a big fan of porn, but it does serve a purpose, except for child porn. I think child porn is gross, sick, and twisted, and they ought to prosecute anybody that is involved in that to the fullest extent of the law. In the meantime, if you have adults looking at stuff that does not involve someone being manipulated, sex trafficked, or degraded, that's a whole different ballgame. Hey, Lori, what we need to do is just ignore what everybody else does in their bedroom, in the privacy of their bedroom. That's really their business. Sex toys or no sex toys, oral sex or not oral sex, weird moves, who knows, who cares? It's really nobody's business, Lori, but the couple that is doing it. And as long as it involves consent all the way around, I'm golden with it. I think it's awesome. Sex is the most fun you can have without laughing, according to